tonight. So the Bulldogs and the Lions getting set to square off. The Lions, they were paced in that last game against Wesleyan by Gene Holmes, who had 16 points, 13 by Noah Mulaski, and 11 for Trey Morrow. So both teams with 3 scores in double figures apiece, and it proved to be a hotly contested one. This is a matchup against the number 4 team in the AAC standings in Bryan College under Don Rakowski in his 19th season. He's been there for as long as I can remember. And then Coach Ray Stone in his 5th season has his TW Bulldogs in 2nd place in the standings, even after coming off the loss at Reinhardt on the road. And Coach Stan Harrison has joined me. And Coach, it was a game at Reinhardt that the Bulldogs just had a problem with Reinhardt's size, one of their worst rebounding size. They match up at least physicality a little bit better with Bryan, and hopefully we don't have another down-to-the-wire game, though. Oh,
we'd like not to have another down-to-the-wire game, but if that's the case, so we'll take it if we can get a win. But, yeah, physically we match up much better with them than we did on Saturday. But these two teams are pretty evenly matched, pretty balanced. I think it's a big ball game for a couple of reasons. We're only 1 game up on them in the loss column in the conference. We beat them over there. You get a win here, and not only do you get another game of separation, but obviously you'd get the tiebreaker in any kind of situation when it comes postseason for seeding purposes in the tournament. So in that regard, it's a big ball game, and it's Bryan, so you always want to beat the Bryan Lions.
It's evident in the crowd that has shown up. The women's game had quite a bit of a crowd. The men's game, even more people are starting to pile in. These two teams separated by 30 to 40 some odd miles, maybe if that, down Highway 30. And so it brings back a lot of former players. See E.J. Ward, he's across the gym. You got Coach Bob Williams that's over there. A lot of former players here. Rick Mays, I saw him just walk in on the end. Not to be name dropping everybody in attendance, but, you know, it's always good to see the former players coming back. And the president of Tennessee Wesleyan University, Dr. Tyler Forrest, is across the gym as well. So partaking in this AAC matchup here tonight. And as Coach Harrison alluded to, these two teams, it's always a rivalry game anytime you play anybody in the AAC. But these two teams do like to square off pretty well against each other. Both teams shooting right around 45%. Wesleyan about 0.6% higher, which is good enough to bump them to 3rd compared to Bryan's 5th place standing in the conference in that category. Wesleyan does lose the advantage when you look at teams shooting from behind the arc by roughly 1.5%. 32.2 is where Bryan stands behind that. And then Bryan's one of the best free throw shooting teams. So just like we saw in the women's game, if it does come down to the stretch, this Bryan team's first in the conference at 79% on the season. It's not a battle that Wesleyan tends to be favored in. So hopefully the Bulldogs, if it comes to that, can knock down the free throws.
No, don't want to get in a free throw shooting contest with them, that's for sure.
That is definitely.
You'd like individual players to shoot 79%. Yeah. For your team to shoot 79% is outstanding.
It is. So, again, Don Rakowski in his 19th season, his lines are 7-7 overall, 7-4 in the conference. On the other side, Wesleyan 10-3. They're 9-3 inside the Appalachian Athletic Conference play. Both of these teams trying to get back into the win column. Bryan dropped a road loss by 2 at Bluefield, which is always a very tough place to play. Two completely, Matt and I were up there last year. We talked about the goals are completely different. One into the gym, you're shooting into the glare off of the door. It's different. So they lost that one. And again, the Bulldogs lost a kind of a bad one at Reinhardt, 86-63, one that they just never could overcome. About a 4 or 5 point differential, and allowed Reinhardt to just kind of pull away with it. So this one we expect to be much closer. Looking back, this is the 37th meeting between these two teams going back to 2006. They played for much longer than that.
Much longer.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that makes this rivalry unique is these two schools have been in the same conference for years. We've been through several different conferences and conference names, but Bryan, Milligan, Tennessee Wesleyan are really about the only 3 that have been together throughout that time. And because of that, both of those are intense rivalries.
That is the 2 that always get mentioned as big games. Wesleyan does hold that advantage 25-12 in the last ones, and they did pick up that win earlier this season. 16 of the last 37 have been double-digit wins, and only 4 of those have come by 20 or more. TWU is 3-1 in those matchups. So Wesleyan has won the last 3 here at Tennessee Wesleyan, and they've won 5 of the last 7 here on this home floor. So they will look to continue that momentum. They're also looking for their 9th regular season sweep against Bryan. So some big things there for this matchup coming up between the number 2 AAC team and the Bulldogs and the number 4 standing Bryan College Lions here from James L. Robb. So as we get set for this one, we will see who can come out on top as both of them score in the 70s, and it should be a high-scoring affair. So we will be back with starting lineups in 60 seconds. Back here at James L. Robb Gymnasium, as the Bryan Lions are being introduced, they will start number 1, 6-foot junior guard from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and that's Ian Johnson. Number 2, Gene Holmes, a 5'9" senior guard from Nashville, Tennessee. Number 12, 6'4" junior forward Nick Roberts from Alcoa, Tennessee. Number 22, Noah Mulaski, a 6'2" senior forward from Lebanon, Tennessee, averages 13.4 per game. And 32, Trey Morrow, a 6'4" freshman forward from Scott County, Tennessee, averages just under 12 points per game, along with Holmes, who is at 12 points. Ian Johnson averages 16 points, so they've got 4 in the starting lineup that are in double figures in scoring. So the Bulldogs will have their work cut out for them defensively. On the other side for Ray Stone and his ball club, 0, Ty Patterson, the 6'4" senior forward from Knoxville, Tennessee, averages 15 points per game, along with 8 rebounds per game. Number 3, Ray Tyler, a 6-foot sophomore guard from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, averaging 11.7 points per game, along with 3 assists per game. 13, Elisha Mayberry, a 6'5" senior guard from Ball Ground, Georgia, 13 points is his average, along with just under 7 rebounds per game. Peyton West, number 20, he's 6-foot sophomore guard from Monterey, Tennessee. And then 22, Kobe Pride, a 6'9" sophomore center from Unionville, Tennessee, averages just under 11 points a game and just under 6 rebounds per game. Those are the starting lineups as we get set for the tip-off here. Bryan will be in their black uniforms, red numerals trimmed in white. Wesleyan, the all-white unis, blue numerals trimmed in gray. As we get set for the 38th meeting going back to 2006, but as Coach Harrison alluded to, it's been a very long time that these two teams have faced off against each other, going through many conference changes. So it is a long-standing rivalry, to say the least, for sure. So Wesleyan will be moving from our left to our right here. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison. As the Wesleyan men are going to try to get back into the win column, and the tip goes their way. Peyton West will control it. 2 20-minute halves coming your way. Ray Tyler gets it to Mayberry, who comes off a back screen from Patterson and West. Wesleyan keeping it on the perimeter. West in the near corner, puts it on the floor, trying to get inside. Flips the pass out to Ray Tyler. Inside it goes to Pride. Tries to spin away, but spins right into a double team. And the first missed opportunity for the Bulldogs. As now here comes a block by Kobe Pride inside there against Holmes. Ty Patterson with the ball. Pulls up just inside the free throw line. Missed it. Kobe Pride, a big offensive board, gets the putback.
Nice hustle.
Kobe Pride following that one up after the block.
The block on one end and a finish on the other. That's nice.
Second chance, and I know former coach loves to see the hustle out of that one, out of the big man. Mulaski on the far wing with it. Flips it back outside, stepping behind the line and missing a three there is Roberts from Alcoa, Tennessee. Played with Jonathan Webb, who is not dressed for the Bulldogs, still out currently. They're not at full strength. Elisha Mayberry, floater in the lane is good. The Bulldogs
bounce.
Quickly up 4-0 already. Minute 15 played. Sometimes those home rims work to your advantage, but then also sometimes they cost you. Mulaski around the far wing. They work it back out front to Roberts, and that's going to be a moving screen here on Bryan. It's going to be on Trey Morrow, the freshman forward. It's going to be the first on Bryan. Coach Stone on his feet calling out the signals. Holmes is going to pick up West right at midcourt line, trying to force him to the right. Skips it over his head to Mayberry. Back to West it comes near side. He's now in the middle of the floor. Gets a screen from Patterson. Baseline feed to Ray Tyler on the cut. Finds Mayberry far corner three. Off the iron it goes, but here's Pride with another chase down on the rebound. Ray Tyler's going to pull the three. This time rattles in and out off the glass, and it comes down to Mulaski. Mulaski over to Holmes. Holmes gets under the goal, circles it back to the top of the key, out to Roberts. Roberts looking for some help. Now he'll use his dribble to get away. Mulaski working against Peyton West, flips it out to Roberts. Roberts driving against Pride. Finds Holmes near corner for three, and it's good. Bryan to within one here. Very patient offensive possession there for Bryan.
Bryan playing a matchup zone. Got a lot of man look to it. It's a matchup zone. Last time we put a cutter through, they did go through with the cutter.
So West has it on the wing. As Coach alluded to, they're kind of just Wesleyan trying to fill out the zone, see where they can find a hole in it. Here's Patterson. Gets stopped inside. Now flips it out to West. Trying to answer back for three. Missed it, and Holmes corrals the loose rebound. 3 minutes played thus far, and it's a 4-3 lead for Tennessee Wesleyan. Feed inside, it's poked away. West comes up with a loose ball. Ray Tyler in transition. Goes up on the left side and gets the lay-in. It was
nice
Morrow.
hustle, just too quick for him. Nice pass.
Tried to close out, just couldn't do it. Good lob by West. It's a 3-point lead, 6-3. Coming off a back screen is Johnson. Picks up his dribble. Now a nice no look in the lane to Holmes. The layup comes off the right side of the rim. Here comes Ray Tyler. Quick crossover. Free to the left side, and the lay-in is good. Good take and good penetration dribble by Ray Tyler right there.
Outstanding.
He pushes the Bulldog lead to 5. Roberts hands it off to Morrow. Got Patterson to kind of shift at it. Morrow's reverse layup. He had the left side of the glass, but didn't take it.
Nope, tried to go with the reverse layup. Tried to make an easy shot hard. Ended up missing it.
Todd Patterson driving the left side of the lane. He'll throw it out of bounds, trying to get it to Kobe Pride on the roll on the right side.
A little more touch on that one.
Wesleyan.
It was there.
Token pressure right here as Peyton West was just kind of shadowing Holmes up the floor. Mulaski now, top of the key, gets to Johnson, guarded by Ray Tyler. Wesleyan man-to-man defense being shown. Pride down there on Roberts. Roberts trying to go fade away on him. Jumper is going to airball over the backside into the hands of Peyton West.
Roberts appears to want to play face up to the basket instead of back to the basket. It's going to cause him some problems against Pride.
Mayberry on the right wing. Mayberry loses it, trying to slash through two defenders. Mulaski with it up the left side of the court. Step back three, off the glass, no good. Nobody boxed him out. Got his own rebound, over the shoulder pass here to Holmes. And Coach Stone's seen enough quickly as he wants to talk it over. His team up 8-5. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium. Not too many open seats left here on either side of the gym.
Nice crowd, really nice crowd. Glad to see it. Good to have the students back in school.
It is. It's eerily quiet in the gym when there's no student section for sure. And they do make up a good chunk of the fan base. There's a lot of them student athletes as well, and a lot of non-athletes coming out to support classmates. Ray Tyler, right wing with it. 5 minutes played here in the first half. Wesleyan clinging to a 3-point lead. Patterson kick out to Pride. The big man's going to take the three in and out. That one comes off to the left into the hands of Roberts.
We've had 3 threes that all looked like they were going down. All came out.
Roberts out front with it. Mulaski's got Mayberry guarding him. Now it's Morrow working against Patterson once again. Ian Johnson comes off a Mulaski screen. Working against Ray Tyler, fade away in the lane, doesn't get the touch, and Mayberry clears off the glass. Peyton West skies for the pass, gets through the defenders, trying to bounce it across the lane to Pride. Taken away by Johnson instead for Bryan. Kick out to Holmes on the right wing. 8-5 the score still. And now they're going to get a moving screen here on Roberts, so that's going to be the second foul on Bryan and the first on Roberts. Junior from Alcoa.
He rolled a little too quick on that screen and blocked as he did it.
So it's Peyton West bringing it up the floor, gets it right side to Mayberry. Mayberry flips it over to Patterson. Low dribble through 2 defenders. Went up, but then he'll pass it out to Ray Tyler. 3-pointer comes off short. And here comes Bryan with Johnson trying to take it. Peyton West just went straight to the baseline, let Johnson run into him and missed it.
Got numbers. Johnson's still on the other end.
And then Tom Patterson took a step too early and walks with it. As Coach said, he's slow to get up, so they had the advantage, but a turnover will give Bryan another opportunity to maybe tie this one up. Wesleyan going to buckle down defensively. Still man-to-man. Patterson out there on Morrow on the left wing. Morrow looking to pass it up. He'll send it over to Holmes on the right side. West strips him as he makes the spin move. Good hands over to Mayberry. Mayberry skies and misses the dunk. Went for the 2-hand slam and it pops out off the back of the iron.
Got to put those down.
Here's Morrow now, top of the key. Flips it over to Roberts. Roberts' little head fake. Trying to hand it off to Johnson, he does. Johnson gets free off a screen, missed the 3-pointer, and Patterson gets the rebound as Johnson sails to the floor. Slow to get up, advantage again for Wesleyan. Patterson steps into a 3, and that one comes off the right side of the backboard and glass.
We've had advantage in numbers twice, and we've not done a very good job with what we got out of the offense.
Mulaski left side, gets a screen from Morrow, circles into the paint. Flips it to his right over to Holmes. Another missed 3 opportunity for Bryan. Bryan now 1 for 5 behind the arc.
Both teams struggling to score right now.
Now pass deflected away. Mulaski picks up the loose ball. Transition 3-pointer for him. It's off the back iron, and Ray Tyler has the rebound. Out to Peyton West. He'll pull the 3, and finally somebody finds the bottom of the basket, and it's the Bulldogs. 11-5 the score with 12 minutes to play here in the first half. 6-point lead, their largest of the game. Montgomery and Darius Rozier at the scores table for the Bulldogs. Morrow's going to try to answer back, and he does over the hand of Ty Patterson. Cuts the deficit down to 3 again. Patterson going to run the point here. Near side it comes to Mayberry. Trying to lob it into Pride in the low post, working against Roberts. Spin move. Gets free, gets blocked. Gets his own putback though, and Kobe Pride uses the height advantage there to crash the boards. Bryan quickly back down the floor, and Johnson out to Roberts for 3. Roberts has it carry him off the rim and glass into the hands of Ray Tyler. Spin move by Ray Tyler, has it poked away. Feeds it into Pride at the high post. Extra pass to West, near corner 3 is good. Great awareness by Ty Patterson to find the guard open. Knocks down his second 3 of the game. And It's an 8-point lead for the Bulldogs. Under 11 minutes we go. First half action from Dwayne Farmer Court. Roberts out front, hands it off to Mulaski. Mulaski fade away from the left side of the lane, falls short. Here comes Johnson hitting the floor. Somehow Pride comes away with the scrum and sends it over to Ray Tyler. West for his third three. Got it! Peyton West has come out firing. He's put the Bulldogs up by 11 with 10:32 to play, and Rakowski has seen enough. He will call the timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison here from James L. Robb Gymnasium. As the Bulldogs coach coming out, Peyton West knocking 3 3-pointers down thus far has pushed the lead to 11. Looking impressive.
When you're hot, keep shooting, as I said during the break. So feed him as long as he's putting it in.
So it'll.
Both of them were a little quick off the offense, but as long as they're going in, they're good shots.
If they can find the bottom, it's good. It'll be Darius Rozier that checked in, number 23 for Wesleyan, 6'5" junior center from Manchester. 4, Cam Montgomery, the sophomore guard from Ottawa, Tennessee, and then number 2, Kieran Hardrick from Deltona, Florida, the freshman forward. Bryan out of the timeout. They're going to airball a 3 from the far corner. That was put up by Dalen Gales, who misses it. They also get Keller Dye into the ball game, number 33. Rozier, nice feed there from Peyton West.
Overplayed Peyton on the offensive end. He was able to get by. When they stepped up to help, he made a nice little drop pass down inside.
Bulldogs with under 10 to play, up by 13. 21-8. Filling it on the offensive end. Dye gets it to Mulaski. Mulaski tries to go inside. Knocked off the shot there by Rozier, who gets the rebound. Rozier didn't draw the foul because he stayed still. Now Montgomery drops it to Peyton West. Rozier moves it over to Patterson. Got to think, looking for Peyton West. Now they work it around the horn over to Patterson near corner. Working against Morrow. If he wanted to take Morrow down low, he probably could. Trying to go inside now.
Did a good job helping there, keeping him from doing it. Little turnaround. Well done.
What a shot on the baseline by Ty Patterson. Makes a little turnaround fadeaway over 2 defenders. 23-8, and they're going to get a foul inside here on the Bulldogs. That one's going to be on Cam Montgomery, the first on Tennessee Wesleyan of the night.
Not a bad foul. We got a little penetration there, got a little deep. Was going to get a good look, and we were able to take that away. Sometimes a foul's a good thing.
It'll be Morrow to try to get it in. Bounces it in to Dye. Kicks it back to Morrow. Long baseline jumper. Goes up and over the backboard. Suspended backboard or goals here at Tennessee Wesleyan. That'll send that Wesleyan's way as West will exit and Ray Tyler back in. Don't let him get cool too much sitting over there. So he's knocked down.
Bryan had certainly subbed, and they were overplaying him tight. Coach Lebowski had seen enough of that, so
yep.
he put somebody in to shut him, at least try to shut him down.
They've got number 4, Caleb Grimes, into the ball game, a junior guard. It's number 2, Hardrick with it for Wesleyan. Pass deflected. Coming away with it there's Grimes. Grimes goes up against Hardrick, misses the lay-in, but he'll get 2 shots coming his way. That one is going to be on Hardrick, the second on the Bulldogs. 8:39 to play, 23-8 the score.
A little lazy with the pass, the offensive end.
So Grimes will step to the line, 58% shooter on the season, so a guy you would like to see there, but he makes the first one. It's Bryan's first point in over 3 minutes. 14-point advantage still. And he converts both of them. They're into double figures. Now it's Montgomery bringing it up the floor. Sends it over to Hardrick on the left wing, back to Montgomery. Here it comes near side to Ray Tyler. Rozier on the baseline, getting behind the zone, calling for it. Hardrick takes a three and drills it. High arcing three is good.
Nice ball movement against the zone.
We've talked about it. It takes some crisp passing to find the open spot in the zone, and saw Wesleyan turn it over off some bad passing already. Johnson, step back three over Ray Tyler, no good. Comes off into the right side, hands of Ty Patterson. 8 minutes to play here in the first half. It's been all Bulldogs. Hardrick, little ball fake. Now looking for some help. Near side it comes to Rozier. He'll pick up his dribble and they'll clear it back out front. Kobe Pride coming back to the table. Rozier just bodies his way down low. Never had to go back to the basket. Makes the lay-in on the right side. 18-point advantage for the Bulldogs. Now they force a turnover here. Rozier picks it up, hands it off to Tyler. Patterson with it.
Nice hands by Rozier. Tipped that away and then recovered it himself.
Rozier missed the three, and this one goes out of bounds. Well, they're going to call Hardrick with the foul late. Probably the right call as he was tied up with Bryan, and it went out off of them. That's the third on Wesleyan.
Hardwick's second, I believe.
Yep, it is. He's going to stay in. Montgomery and Patterson come out for Pride, and 15, Zaylin Callahan, the young man we talked to halftime of the women's game. Roberts returns for Bryan as Drew Rogers will take a seat, Chattanooga native. So it'll be Bryan bringing it up the floor. They come left side. Keller die. Now Johnson. Ooh, Ray Tyler.
Thought he'd picked his pocket.
Yep. But the near official gets Ray Tyler with his first foul. And it looked clean, but nonetheless, it'll be the fourth on the Bulldogs. First on Ray Tyler. Non-shooting foul, of course. Out to Johnson in the near corner. Roberts sets a screen for him. Johnson finds him off the pop as Roberts went in to the corner, and his three comes off into the hands of Darius Rozier. Rozier some good rebounding already early on. He's got himself 4 of them to go along with 4 points. Rozier setting the screen for Hardrick. Kick out to Callahan. Callahan calling him off. Ray Tyler wanting him to move it around. Callahan passes it up to Rozier. 7 to shoot. Rozier spin towards the basket. A little hook shot, no good. Missed time by Hardrick. The Bulldogs a missed opportunity here with 6.5 to play. Bryan looking for something offensively. They've only made 2 free throws. Their last field goal came at 11.5. 11:45 actually to go in the first half. Here's Grimes on a drive, or Holmes on a drive. He got the field goal.
Beat off the dribble there. Got to stay squared up.
Still a 16-point game. Now Wesleyan some more poor passing. Out turns it over. Bryan knocks it out of bounds. Mulaski returns. And it'll be Hardrick to inbound it for Wesleyan. Gets it into Ray Tyler. Tyler working it to the near side of the floor.
Bryan's back into man-to-man.
Pride calling for it in the low block. Ray Tyler man over him, but he shoots a three anyway. It comes high off the rim into the hands of Holmes. Holmes about loses his own dribble.
Ray's shot doesn't have any rotation on it, so he's going to have to hit net. He's not going to get too many kind bounces.
A lot of contact as Johnson and Rozier both hit the deck. Wesleyan, if you shoot enough of them, you'll eventually hit one. 13-point lead, though. Ty Patterson coming back to the scores table. Coach Stone going to send West as well. Pride swings it around to Hardrick. Down low it goes to Rozier. Rozier, bounce pass, trying to get it to Callahan, who was cutting, but Holmes cut it off. Mulaski with the drive on the fast break is good for an easy lay-in, and they've cut the deficit to 11. Timeout on the floor. Bulldogs leading at 28-17. We'll be back in 60 seconds. 4:29 remaining here in the first half. It's 28-17. The Bulldogs have led from the jump. Started out 4-0 before Bryan put a three-pointer in. And Bulldogs, though, have pushed it to as many as 18, but currently Bryan kind of closed out the last couple of minutes on a 7-0 run. So Wesleyan made their last field goal. Peyton West with it out front. He's had the hot hand for the Bulldogs. Nice feed from Pride inside to Ty Patterson. Nice little cut by Patterson down the right side.
They tripled down on Pride on the block. He was able to find the open man. That was nice.
Got a big man like that can pass inside. It's makes some nice looking plays.
Good interior passing.
Give a lot of
Certainly
teams
helped.
fits. Morrow near corner gets a baseline feed. His three no good. Callahan boxes out Holmes for the rebound. Callahan gets it right back. Knifes through the paint. Now he'll kick it out to Patterson. Three-pointer no good. Pride had the ball on his neck. Johnson able to out-rebound him, though, and pull it down. Here comes Johnson near side of the floor. In to Morrow, but it's poked away momentarily. Kick out from the baseline to Roberts. Missed three, and Callahan will clean it up. Wesleyan avoided one there. Thought they had the steal, but then had to regroup. 3:15 to play. Patterson doubled in the low block. Pride just inside the free throw line. Jumper clings off the back of the rim. Here comes Holmes over to Mulaski.
Don't let him get started. He's a streak shooter.
He is a senior, one of three seniors on this ball club, and he can get hot. Missed it there. Tyler feeds it into Pride. Pride back to the basket. Double teamed. Kick out to West. Now a good baseline feed to Ty Patterson. Missed it. Gets his own foot back, but then misses that. He somehow still comes away with the rebound. So a couple of missed opportunities there.
Absolutely, at point blank range.
2.5 to play here in the first. Ray Tyler goes baseline. Floater in the paint. Comes off the right side of the glass. Had a good look, just couldn't get it to fall. Now Roberts out front with it. Bryan shooting 22%, Wesleyan at 43% currently from the field. Johnson tries to go baseline, kicks out to Holmes. Callahan cuts out there on him, but then gets left sitting. It's 30-19.
Beat off a dribble and got no help.
Down to an 11-point game. Patterson and Ray Tyler cross midcourt together as they look back at Coach Stone. Here's Ray Tyler, goes opposite of the screen, finds Peyton West, and his hot streak falls off there as he misses the three from the far corner. Three-pointer by Mulaski is good. It cuts it down to single digits for the first time since 11 minutes to play in the first half. Over 10 minutes worth. Callahan. Now it comes near side to Ray Tyler. Dribbles it with his right, now crosses to his left. Callahan takes a three over Mulaski, misses it, and Holmes able to clear it off the glass. Holmes pushing the pace. West cuts him off. Holmes runs over Callahan. Missed three by Mulaski. Tip comes away into the hands of Ray Tyler. He doesn't have the numbers. Going to try to go baseline against Roberts. Finds Callahan far corner. Three is good. Good baseline dribbling and tight roping by Ray Tyler. Gets the assist. Minute to play and back in front by 11 come the Bulldogs. Mayberry's at the scores table and Coach Stone pulls him back already. Mulaski takes another three and he's got two. There's a man that can keep it closer than the Bulldogs want it to be here late. Back to an 8-point game. 35 seconds to go. Bulldogs going to let it run just a little bit. Callahan, right wing, flips it top to Pride over to Ray Tyler on the left. Ray Tyler gets it to Patterson who cuts. Patterson into the lane. Has to throw up a shot and couldn't make it. Now Bryan is going to hold it for the last shot, it looks like. Wesleyan leading at 33-25. 10 seconds to go. Holmes with it out front. Wesleyan trying to get set up defensively. Bryan turns it over. West over to Tyler, who heaves it from just in front of the three.
Thought it was going.
Oh, right in front of the half-court line. And Ray Tyler had it right on the mark, and it just caroms off the back iron. But the Bulldogs hold the run there from Bryan and close out the first half with an 8-point advantage, 33-25. One that they had led by 10 more than that, 28-10, with about 7:35 left in the first half. So that's our halftime score, 33-25. Bulldogs in front, and they've led from the jump. We'll see if they can continue that. Right now we're going to take a 2-minute break and then bring you some first half stats, and we're going to chat with one of our Lady Bulldogs here courtside at James L. Robb. Back in 2 minutes.
WJSQ.
Back here to Wayne Farmer Court as the Bulldogs lead at 33-25, sorry, at the half, up by 8. They're led by as many as 18, as I said. They're shooting the ball very well from outside and from the field, pacing Bryan by quite a few there on the percentage points. We'll get to that momentarily. They're being paced by Peyton West. On the other side, though, Holmes with 9 points as well is the leading scorer for the Lions. But we are pleased to be joined by number 1 on the Lady Bulldogs program, and that's Anna Crowder, who comes to Tennessee Wesleyan by way of Decatur, Tennessee. And I believe we chatted last year, but always good to catch back up and kind of forget what you ask and what you say. But one of 4 Lady Bulldogs that is a pair of twins on this ball club. So I give Coach Rice a hard time that he saved money on the recruiting budget because he didn't have to go to more than one place, more than one house to talk to anybody. So Anna, talk a little bit about your recruiting process and the decision to come here. You had an older sister, Allison, that played for a number of years. So it might not have been a tough decision, but maybe it was.
Well, it really wasn't a tough decision at all because we always grew up coming to camps here and everything. And I always knew that we wanted to come here. And then Allison kind of like paved the way for us. And we just kind of like fell into it.
And, of course, you're talking about us, meaning your twin sister,
yes.
Ella Crowder.
Yes.
So, but there's also Sierra and Alexis Bates that are twins
yes.
as well. So how is that dynamic? And Coach Harrison knows a lot about twins as well. He's got some grandkids that are twins. So how is that dynamic of playing with your twin sister but also playing with another set of twins?
Yes. I just think, I love it so much because we play so well together. We've grown up guarding each other throughout our whole lives, and I'm sure Lex and Sierra the same way, and I just feel like we know how to play with each other very, very well.
Hard-fought contest tonight against Bryan, and that's, it's a close game. You're probably familiar with players on that side as well. As Coach Rice talked about, everybody kind of knows everybody from AAU ball, even high school ball. A much different ball game for you all. Of course, you didn't get the win, but you took a lot of beating there tonight, but played right through it. So your thoughts on how the game went for you all?
I feel like we showed up and we played the best that we could have played. We could have played better probably offensively, but we showed up and we showed so much effort. I feel like we couldn't have done better effort-wise. But, yeah, it was really, really hard fought for sure.
I know at one point you collided with your own teammate, and then you come down and get ran over by another player back to back, and it's like you just kind of get up and you have this look like, okay, coach, take me out of the game for just a minute.
Yeah, just a minute.
Just take me out of the game. So, you bring 3 teammates, including your sister, but Jacelyn Stone and JC Powell. How has that been getting to play with your high school teammate, 4 of the starting 5 from your high school roster?
Yeah, well, I've known these girls since I was probably 4 or 5. We've grown up playing all different kinds of sports together, so we know each other very well. We're like best friends and sisters and everything. So I just feel like bringing us 4 in together, we just know how to play well with each other because we've had to our whole entire lives.
I saw Allison, I believe, across the gym.
Yeah.
She's come back. Did she kind of give you any tips to deal with Coach Rice as a coach, or how to get through practice with Coach Jeff Rice or anything like that?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like we've all had a different experience. I don't know how else to say it.
That's a loaded question, Anna. Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was completely
Very loaded.
completely loaded.
Yeah.
But, playing local, and we've talked about this on the broadcast before, it allows a lot of your family to come watch, a lot of family and friends. What does that mean to you to have that support?
I feel like it just means more to have people here that know you and your family here to watch you. I don't know. It just makes you feel good when you step on the court, knowing your family's in the stands.
Well, of course, you're here to play basketball right now, but you're also a student athlete, so the student part of that. Talk to us a little bit about the classroom. What's your major look like for you?
I'm currently majoring in pre-occupational therapy as of right now, and yeah, I'm getting there. Hopefully, I hope.
It's only the second year into it, but that is one of the newer programs that Wesleyan has started offering, and we've heard a lot of interest to that from a lot of students. And so, have you gotten into some of those classes, or are you still kind of in your early core freshman kind of first 2 years classes?
I think I'm considered right now as like a third year in schooling, so I'm kind of getting more into the OT classes, so I'm getting more of a feel for this career, hopefully. But yeah.
So, hey, that's pretty good to balance the book work and the basketball practices as well, to be considered a third year already as you start your third semester here at Tennessee Wesleyan. Did you take any summer classes to kind of get ahead? Or?
Yeah, I took anatomy and physiology in the summer for sure.
I don't blame you on that. I avoided that class altogether. When you go accounting and finance, you don't have to worry about those classes.
Anna, did you do any dual enrollment in high school?
Yes. We had a lot of opportunities for all those classes, and me and my sister, we tried to take as many as we could just to get them out of the way.
Good deal.
And that's a huge advantage, as Coach was just alluding to, because I know I did that for my Comp 1 and 2 many years ago, and it allows you to get some credits under your belt and out of the way that you can then shift. So that's definitely, you've come in prepared to make it in the classroom as much as you've made it on the basketball court. So talk to us a little bit about, what do you plan to do with the pre-occupational therapy degree?
I hope to work in a geriatric field with older patients, and maybe like in a nursing home or like places like that with the geriatric population.
That's a very growing population, of course, all the time, and a good field to go into, and giving back, helping out people. And so, well, Allison, how does this Lady Bulldogs team, as we shift back to basketball, Allison, sorry, Coach, I saw you as soon as I said it. Anna, I apologize, Anna. Allison, I'll have to give her a hard time. I see her sometimes at work. My wife and her have worked together, so they've dealt with each other. But how do you all get back into the win column? You've played the number 1 and number 2 teams in the conference currently, and have given them a fit on both games. So you're just kind of knocking on the door. What do you all got to do as you go on the road to St. Andrews on Saturday?
We got to take care of that game for sure. I just feel like we need to keep playing with the same intensity and the same effort that we've shown in the past 2-3 games, and our time will come with the most effort that we have. Keep going.
Well, Anna, we appreciate you joining us, and I promise I will never call you Allison again.
Oh, it happens all the time.
I could see that.
I got 3 sisters. It's good.
So it's all good. Well, we appreciate you joining us, and taking the short straw to talk to us on the radio. It's always hesitant for student athletes to want to come talk to us. I don't know why, but y'all do a great job with it, and we appreciate you joining us. So best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
So Anna Crowder, one of the Crowder girls here, playing currently for Coach Jeff Rice, and Coming over from Decatur and bringing three other teammates with her has been good for Coach Jeff Rice. One, it packs out the stands with local fans following their girls over here. So let's take a 60-second break, and then we'll bring you some first half stats back in 60 seconds. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison back here from Dwayne Farmer Court. 33-25 is our halftime score. And the Bulldogs had done it pretty well from outside. Coach, you've got some team numbers if you want to go over those for us right there.
Sure. First for the Lions from Bryan, 25 points. That came on 9 of 31 from the field, 29%. 5 of 19 behind the arc, 26%. 2 of 2 at the free throw line, 100%. 5 turnovers, 17 rebounds, but statistic that really stands out to me is only 1 offensive rebound. For Tennessee Wesleyan, 33 points. That came on 14 of 36 from the field, right at 39%. 5 of 16 behind the arc, 31%. We did not attempt a free throw in the first half. Hopefully we can get ourselves a free throw line. 7 turnovers, 25 total rebounds, so we out-rebound them 25 to 17.
A big rebounding advantage there, and as you talked about, they've only got 1 offensive rebound. Wesleyan doing good crashing the boards, but also a lot of long shots there by Bryan. They've missed 14 three-pointers. A lot of long rebounds have fallen to the Bulldogs' way as well, so that's always a huge advantage. And then Peyton West was kind of the guy pacing the Bulldogs early. He's 3 of 5 from the field and behind the arc, so he's got all 9 of those points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Patterson, let's see, Todd Patterson, Ray Tyler, Kobe Pride, and Darius Rozier with all 4 points apiece. Patterson with 8 rebounds, 5 rebounds for both Ray Tyler and Kobe Pride to go along with Ray Tyler's 3 assists. And then Rozier's got 3 rebounds himself. Carrington Hardrick knocks down a 3. Also, Zaylin Callahan hit a 3-pointer from the far corner, and then Elisha Mayberry. So only 1 Bulldog yet to get in the scoring column, and that's Cam Montgomery, and I'm sure he will. So all of them that have played thus far but 1 able to get in the scoring column. On the other side for Bryan, it's Gene Holmes. He's got 9 points, 3 rebounds. He's done a good job of getting some of those on fast breaks, but getting to the rim and making some drives with no help defense by the Bulldogs. 4 of 7 from the field. 8 points by Noah Mulaski. 2 of 6 behind the arc. A guy that Coach talked about cannot let him get some open shots. He took some open shots, knocked them down finally. You hope that he doesn't get into his rhythm.
Yeah, he's definitely a streak shooter. We've got to close out on him a little more quickly than we did there late in the half. Force him to put it on the floor and create his shot rather than give him an open look.
Roberts and Morrow add 3 points apiece, and then Grimes with 2 for the Lions. That's the individual scoring. And his coach has already ran down the team numbers. Wesleyan doing a pretty good job. They are losing the turnover battle, of course, but they have given up 6 points off of their 7 turnovers. So that's one area that I know hopefully they can kind of cut back on a little bit and protect the ball. We saw some sloppy passing. You expect to see more zone out of Bryan in the second half?
Yeah, I think the fact that Pride got his points early in the half caused them to have to try to take away the inside game. I think it's important that we get that ball down inside there, maybe play inside out if that's what we have to do, because they're going to double down. But yeah, it would not surprise me to see more zone out of Bryan in the second half. And if so, we're going to need to knock down some open shots.
And we talked about it. The passing is always key when you're facing off against the zone, and you're trying to just find that open spot in the middle of a zone or the backside of it to get a shot off. So your passes have to be crisp. Kobe Pride and Todd Patterson both in the post when they've gotten the ball, and even Darius Rozier, they've been double, even triple teamed. So we've seen some good passes out of them in the low block. Out of the halftime break, it'll be Bryan with the ball. They'll have Morrow, Holmes, Roberts, Johnson, and Mulaski, their starting five back out there. And the Bulldogs roll their starters out there as well in Peyton West, Todd Patterson, Kobe Pride, Elisha Mayberry, and Ray Tyler. So Mulaski on the far side of the floor with it, gets all the way to the left side of the rim, and he's quickly got Bryan on the board here early.
Post player to go step out and help.
Help defense has been an issue thus far a couple of times, and so Bulldogs lead now at 6. So 2-possession game. Again, they led by as many as 18 with 7.5 to play in the first half.
As close as it's been in a long time.
Yep. Patterson baseline working against Mulaski. Tried to get the fadeaway shot, and then he wanted to throw it to Pride because he couldn't get the shot off, and it's behind Pride. Now Johnson in transition missed the three, and Morrow comes flying in. And Peyton West hits the ground
Took Peyton
hard.
with him when he went flying
Yeah,
through, but no call.
West was set up to get the rebound, and Morrow just out of nowhere runs him over. West slow to get up, but he's to his feet. So it'll be the Bulldog basketball. That one surprisingly did not draw a whistle. West working against Holmes. Sends it left side. Here to Tyler. Now top of the key to Mayberry. Mayberry, one dribble and a pass over to Pride. Wanting to get it down low to Todd Patterson, who's got Mulaski draped on his back. Now Mayberry goes baseline against Morrow. Mulaski helps. Here comes Pride cutting down the lane.
Very nice. Nice cut to the middle. Elias did a good job finding him.
So it's just over a minute played here. Back to an 8-point game. Mulaski coming off a screen from Johnson, gets free for a long jumper, missed it from 2. And here comes West with a rebound up to Mayberry. Mayberry travels as Mulaski come over and cut him off and caught his corner of his eye and had to make him adjust. So it's a 35-27 score. Both teams trying to get back into the win column and notch another victory in the AAC. Roberts, a little handoff here to Morrow. Three-pointer by Morrow is deep and good. And it's a 5-point game. It's not been this close since 11.5 to play. Patterson and West in the backcourt. Far side, it's Mayberry. Dribbles it to his left and gets it to Ray Tyler. Patterson, now he'll put it on the floor. Gets him some space to give it to Pride. Now a handoff to Ray Tyler. Tyler matched up against Johnson. Johnson fights through the screen from Pride. Ray Tyler, a three from the top of the key, comes off the front of the rim. Slow rotation on that one. As Coach alluded to, got to make it, got to hit the net. Now Holmes gets it out of the near corner as West had him locked down. Mulaski gets a screen from Morrow. Patterson helped defense, but Morrow pops back, misses the three. Mayberry able to corral the long rebound. West on the far side, trying to go through two defenders. Baseline, Ray Tyler. Now they work it outside to Mayberry, has his pocket picked by Holmes. Holmes is going to take the lay-in on the right side, and it's a one-possession ball game, down to 3 points.
Got to take care of the basketball. We talked about turnover margin at the half.
Yep. Wesleyan continues to lose that one, 10-5 now. That's 11 points off of the 10 turnovers by the Bulldogs. West fakes the three, sidesteps it, now about throws it away, but able to try to get it now. Here's Mayberry with it. Bulldogs have numbers momentarily, but Patterson shovel pass in the lane and gets it to Pride, and good assist by Todd Patterson and good finish by Kobe Pride inside. That one's going to be on Nick Roberts, his second.
Glad to see Ty look for the open man there.
And that's tough when you got two big guys in there and one of them can dish it off like that. The defense has already collapsed on him. Back to a 6-point lead. Roberts out front with it. Pulaski back to Roberts. It comes on the right wing. Pride gets him to the baseline and cuts him off. Bryan swings it around the perimeter. Now it's going to be an open three by Holmes. Ray Tyler boxes out Johnson, and quick glance behind him as he's separated from Johnson. Patterson, they look to Coach Stone. West is going to come up and get it and reset the offense. Bryan showing man-to-man defense now. Triple high screen by the Bulldogs for Peyton West. Lob into Pride. He's double teamed. Somebody's got to be open. Quickly back out to West. Back to Pride it goes. High post to Mayberry, guarded by Mulaski. One on the shot clock. He gets the shot off and rattles it in.
Just before the buzzer.
Whew, that one was eerily close. Good thing there's no replay. 8-point game. Bryan with it out front. Mulaski working around the screen, loses the dribble. Pride picks up the loose ball. Just laid it on the ground. 5 minutes roughly played here in the second half. West going inside and hits off his leg out of bounds to the cheerleaders on the baseline.
Kentucky might have gotten fouled, but he forced it. The referee did not choose to bail him out.
That's what Coach Stone, I believe, just alluded to him of. Got to dish that one off a little bit quicker and not try to take that one. Morrow and Roberts between the circles. Pride trying to cheat around and steal it. Holmes to Mulaski, comes off a back screen from Johnson. That's going to be 2 shots. This one's going to be on Kobe Pride. Prevented him from making it as he held him with one hand and blocked it with the other. First foul on the Bulldogs here in the half. So Mulaski stepping to the line, 77% shooter roughly. And this is the first one. Bulldogs will take that one as that's the first miss for the Bryan Lions. Saw the women, on the other hand, roll off 18 in a row before they missed one. And the second one rattles in and out. Wow. Patterson over to Mayberry. Mayberry slashes through the lane, has to pick up the loose ball, and then his floater falls in. Lasha Mayberry, good composure to stay with it right there.
It looked like he was going to lose it in the lane there. To the right, stayed with it. Got it to go down.
Now a three from Roberts is no good. Throws his hands up as he's frustrated, but Wesleyan will give him that shot. Patterson now in transition, pulls up from 15 foot, no good. Pride diving for the ball. It goes out of bounds off of Bryan.
That's good hustle by Pride.
Kobe Pride from Unionville, Tennessee, Unionville High School. Went to Cleveland State for a year and then ended up here at Tennessee Wesleyan. Coach Stone had recruited him out of high school, but he went JUCO first. And Darius Rozier's going to give. First free throw was good. Nice looking stroke on that one. Back to an 11-point game. So he'll have a chance at another one. That one off the back iron. Mayberry tips a big rebound out. The Bulldogs have a shot on the baseline, no good. Rebound comes down to Holmes. Another missed opportunity when you get that second chance. Morrow out front with it. Now it's Johnson on the left wing. Ray Tyler and him battling hard. 15-footer on the elbow, no good. Patterson jumps in for the rebound and gets it before Allen could. Dalen Gale's also back into the ball game for Bryan. Peyton West walks it to the right side, then brings it back towards the middle. Now the left side. Into Patterson, who's double teamed, trying to feed it to Mayberry on the no look.
Well, waiting too late to get to make the pass. When the double team starts your ways, when you got to get rid of it. Don't let it get all the way to you.
That's what happened now. Rozier on the floor trying to get the ball. Now they're going to get a foul.
I think we're
just going to be out of bounds.
On out of bounds, yep. Yeah. I think we were laying on the sideline there.
Rozier right in front of the Bryan bench. It'll be inbounded here by Marcus Allen. Allen from Miami, Florida.
He's a pretty good football player back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
At least his namesake was.
That's it. He gets it at the top of the key. Well, they try to get it to him, and Rozier had his legs just collapse on their own out from under him. Montgomery coming back to the line. Shot clock. Now Patterson.
I believe we got a slick spot there on the floor.
Missed shot there by Morrow and Bulldogs in transition. Mayberry gets a screen from Rozier. Has it deflected on its way up by Allen, trying to pass it. There's Mayberry with another floater.
Stayed with it again.
Great job as it's 45-32. Three-pointer on the corner by Gales, no good. Johnson, smallest man for Bryan, gets it, and his putback is good. And it's a timeout on the floor, as Rakowski will call it. Bulldogs up 45-34. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back here at James L. Robb Gymnasium, Bulldogs trying to withstand a couple of runs by Bryan, but also trying to knock down some shots. They've had some good offensive possessions, some good second chance opportunities, but shots not falling on those putbacks, or they've turned it over. Turnover bug is plaguing them a little bit. Bryan at 6, Wesleyan at 12.
Doing a little better job taking care of the ball than we were. Getting a little bit better shots. Mayberry's done a good job of creating some opportunities for himself.
He's made several shots in the lane. He's getting a rest as Cam Montgomery comes in for him. Out to West, out front from Ray Tyler. Gets a screen from Rozier. Now pass is deflected. Well, nope. Coach Stone pleading the case, but it goes the way of the Lions.
I'm not sure the referees knew who that went out of.
No, it went flying to the baseline pretty quickly. It looked like West was trying to get a shovel pass off. But it'll be Bryan ball with 12:15 to play. Wesleyan in front by 11, 45-34. Out front, Allen hands it off to Mulaski. They keep it on the perimeter. Allen pull up from the top of the key. Came off to the right side. They didn't follow up on the rebound there by Gales, and then his miss was followed up by Allen. Now in transition, Ray Tyler reverse layup from Cam Montgomery. A good answer back there by the Bulldogs. Just as quick as Bryan scored, Bulldogs scored as well. 47-36. Pulaski on the outside, pulls up just inside the arc, doesn't get the bounce. Now Rozier and West battle each other for it.
We got to get back to doing a good job of controlling their offensive glass.
Ray Tyler gets to the left side of the glass, and the spin comes off too strong. So here's Bryan offensively. If Gales pulling a three, and he drills it. Gales gets him to within 8. Once again, 11-10 to play. West on the far side with it. Montgomery up top. A little ball fake. He'll dish it off to Patterson. Gets it right back to Montgomery. Gets Mulaski in the air. Going in. Strong off the left side. No good. Patterson gets the offensive board. The putback. And the whistle.
Nice job getting to the glass.
Patterson a much better job there rebounding. That's Holmes' first foul. Third on Bryan of the half. Patterson just stayed with it because, I mean, he had to tip it up to himself. He was getting hounded inside, and putback was good.
He worked hard just to get in position there, and, and he did.
Yep. So he'll step to the line as soon as the officials give the ball to him after a couple of substitutions by Bryan. We'll get Killer Dye back into the ball game along with Caleb Grimes, and Patterson does convert it. So it will be Nick Roberts back in. It's an 11-point game, 10:50 to play. Roberts calling it out from the top of the key, gets it to Gales, who just hit a big three for him. He's got it back on the right wing, drives inside. Baseline feed, it goes over there to Grimes. Gets it back to Gales. Tyler out there on him quickly, though.
Need some help.
Now a drive and a missed lay-in. Rozier withstands the contact and gets the rebound. Ray Tyler quickly transition offense. Leads to a lay-in as he goes up and under. Good feed up the floor as well.
They cannot keep him from getting to the rim. It's just a matter of whether he can finish. He's doing a pretty good job of it right now.
Several good looks from the Murfreesboro native. Now a shot up for Dye is no good, and West is going to clear out the rebound. Wesleyan continuing to pace the boards with a good advantage. This pass deflected out of bounds by Gales. 37-22 the advantage. 24 Colby Billingsley, the 6-foot junior guard from Sweetwater, Tennessee, will check into the ball game. Ray Tyler will come out. Get him a breather after that. Down and back real quick. Montgomery to set up the offense. Wesleyan, all 5 of them out on the perimeter. A little isolation move, it looks like. Colby Billingsley on the left side. Bounce pass into West. Now shovel pass to Rozier. Kick out to Montgomery. A couple of sloppy passes. Shot clock down to 2, and they're not going to get the shot off, even though West tried to fire it at the buzzer. So got to go up with the shot.
I'd like to see him jump into him there. He got him up in the air. Draw the 3 free throws.
Try to get them at the line and avoid the shot clock, but they didn't do that. 9.5 to play in this Appalachian Athletic Conference matchup. Highway 30 rivals and long-time conference rivals, no matter what the conference was named. Roberts with it out front. He'll drop it off to Dye. Now coming to get it is Gales. Slashing inside. Floater in the lane is good for Gales. And it's back to an 11-point game, 52-41. West with the ball out front now to Montgomery from the AAC logo on the left side of the floor. Rozier wanting it inside, but Roberts, good physicality in there with him. Montgomery gets slapped on the wrist, but now a quick pass through West into Rozier. Nice little head fake. Now he comes flying in and pokes it away, but it'll send it Bryan's way.
Made a nice step through there between 2 defenders, just couldn't get it to go in.
Didn't have the Elisha Mayberry touch on the floor.
No, he didn't have much touch on that one.
Mayberry has hit several. He's still resting on the bench currently. He, Pride, and Tyler. Roberts with the ball, hands it off to Molaski. Cam Montgomery has the duty of guarding him right now as Mayberry, speak of him, coming back to the scorer's table. High shot off the glass, no good by Molaski. Here comes Montgomery quickly up to Billingsley. Billingsley slams it home with 2 hands. Colby Billingsley gets the fans on their feet here. And now they're going to try to pick up a loose ball as Bryan has lost the handle of it. Lions regroup, though, amongst the celebration from the crowd. Roberts drops it here to Gales. Gales has it poked away momentarily, and Billingsley is going to get called for the foul here against Dalen Gales.
Had him in a little bit of trouble, and we bailed him out with the foul.
Yep. That's going to be the second on the Bulldogs here in the half. First on Colby. So it will be Gales at the line from Jefferson, Georgia. 72%, and that one barely glances the front of the rim. Montgomery out of the ball game, Mayberry back in. It'll be Grimes out of the ball game for Bryan, and Holmes back in. Morrow will re-enter as well. And so Gales stepping back to the line. 13-point advantage for the home team Bulldogs. And he does make the second one. Johnson will replace him after the made free throw. Just a second under 8 minutes remaining in a 12-point game. West and Patterson in the front court. Now Rozier gets in between them and gets it. West, far side of the floor, working from the Farmer Court logo. Now a feed into Ty Patterson. They're wanting to double down on him. You see Roberts cheating. Patterson follow-away jumper, no good, but West follows the shot. Shovel pass out to Mayberry. Mayberry's touch off the mark. Rozier gets another opportunity, the bucket and the foul. Bulldogs really crashing the offensive boards here.
Worked really hard there. Got to the boards twice, make the shot, draw the foul. That's huge.
Morrow's going to pick up his second, team fourth. And just to stay with it under there through a lot of contact. You got 2 shots that went up, thought they were going to fall, but everybody staying sound defensively as Rozier cannot convert the 3-point play there. But
it was a good-looking free throw, though.
Yep.
Just didn't go in.
So Bryan offensively gets it to Mulaski on the right wing, guarded by Mayberry. Now he'll find Morrow off the pick and roll back. Morrow gets it out front to Roberts on a pass, and Roberts' 3 no good. Patterson corrals it. Good defensive stand by the Bulldogs here. Patterson trying to go all the way in. Instead, he'll skip the pass out to Mayberry, and quick shot falls off the
A little too quick for me.
behind the rim with under 7 to play, and the Bulldogs in front by 14. Definitely want to start maybe maintaining some possessions,
Make
bleed
sure
some
you
clock.
get a good shot.
Now Rozier trying to block Holmes as he gets to the baseline, poked Patterson in the eye on his way by Ty Patterson.
Ty felt like his offensive foul. Felt like he'd taken his hand to push him away to get around him.
So Pride and Tyler back at the scorer's table. They'll be set to come in on the next whistle. Rozier double teamed in the low block, gets it out to West. Now a bounce pass into Mayberry, quickly out to Patterson, and 3-pointer off the mark. Johnson gets the rebound, and he'll clear it out over the double team as they work it over to Morrow, far side of the floor. Kick balls, Peyton West will kick that one, and there's the dead ball whistle. Billingsley will exit along with Rozier. Good minutes by Darius Rozier, along with Colby Billingsley with the 2-hand slam. Rozier kind of grabbing the hamstring on his way out. See if Kelly Seekins will get that loosened up for him. Ty Patterson out as Kieran Hardrick into the ball game. He'll guard the inbounder in Morrow. Morrow looking to his right. Long heave to the backcourt. They can touch it, so Grimes will get it, or Holmes, sorry. 6:05 to play. Wesleyan in front, 56-44. Johnson trying to take a drive and goes out of bounds. I don't know if he's trying to shovel that or dribbled it off his own foot right there.
Felt like he was anticipating Holmes going back door, and he just didn't go.
So the Bulldogs take that turnover, and they'll look to score off of it. West sending Ray Tyler away from the left side to the high post now. Going to get a pass over to Mayberry. Mayberry into the lane. Floater over the left side of the rim is good. Mayberry having himself a night.
That young man is having a night. A lot of big buckets.
14-point advantage once again. Roberts on the right wing. Near corner, it comes deeper to Morrow. Morrow trying to spin against Hardrick. Baseline bounce pass out into the far corner there. Rebound's tipped away. Ray Tyler spins away with it before Holmes could get it. Ray Tyler finds Hardrick in the near corner. Now Ray Tyler hit in the face as he got the pass. He'll sail into the locker room area as Pride gets the turnaround hook shot to put the lead back to 16.
Not sure how you missed that foul.
Ray Tyler literally took himself out of the game all the way to the locker room. And it will be Colby Billingsley right back into the ball game for him.
Well, it was a good place for him to go because apparently Kelly, with the trainer, was in the locker room with Rozier already, so that was a good place to go to.
Just kept running to the,
She'll just swap patience.
to the door. There you go. Rozier back to the bench to rest for a minute. Under 5 to play and a 16-point advantage for the Bulldogs. Mulaski free off a screen. Missed it, but they give up the offensive board to Morrow, who gets the lay-in. And Coach Rakowski wants to talk it over. As this team is down 14, Bulldogs in front 60-46. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
FM 101.7, Athens.
4:48 remains in this Appalachian Athletic Conference contest, and the Bulldogs lead it over Bryan 60-46 currently, as they have Colby Billingsley, Kobe Pride, Elisha Mayberry, Carradine Hardrick, and Peyton West, the 5 for the Bulldogs. Ray Tyler's still not back to the bench. Hopefully nothing major, but did get poked in the face just a moment ago. Hardrick with the ball on the right wing, looking for some help as he's picked up his dribble. Mayberry gets his relief. Shot clock down to 10. Mayberry sends it left side to West. West going to try to knock down a three. Short. Hardrick, big offensive board. Put back no good. It's still tipped around. Ball loose. Johnson comes away with it up to Mulaski. Mulaski just puts it in the underside of the rim, but the Bulldogs not able to just gather the ball on the rebound. I think it surprised them how awful that layup was.
Yeah, they were prepared for a longer rebound.
Mulaski literally just put it into the bottom support of the rim.
He did that in an attempt to grab it, it just went out of bounds.
Now he comes off a back screen, left wide open on the inbounds play, and that's the easiest bucket they're going to have all night.
Nobody helping on the backside. That's why I like zone on the inbounds underneath.
60-48. Billingsley's three, way too strong. Airballed it over the back rim. Another quick possession.
Shoot them back in.
Too quick of a possession there with under 4 to play. Johnson working against Billingsley. Spin move gets free. His layup no good, and that's going to be a foul on the floor as Johnson had kind of fallen down, and he's going to get called for the foul against Wesleyan. It's going to be his first. He comes up limping. He'll check out of the ball game, and it'll be Dalen Gales that'll come back for him. Clean up the moisture on the floor. 3:45 to go in this one.
12-point lead. I'd like to start using a little bit of a shot clock.
Yep. Run it down as far as you can. Get off a good look. That's going to be the key. They've had a shot clock violation already. Gotten down a couple of times as Mayberry beat it once. Now 3.5 to play. West with it out front. Send it over to Hardrick. Clock now at 10 to shoot. West gets the ball. Now they got to go with it. 5 to shoot. West gets a screen from Pride. Pull up from 3. That one's going to bounce in.
Nice touch.
Wow, thought it was going to be short.
Off the front rim, off the glass, and in.
Takes the shooter's touch there. Good break. Lead at 15. 63-48. Wesleyan man-to-man defensively. Here comes Gales flying in. Layup is good on the left side. The Bulldogs don't want to continue to let them score, but now a foul here on Gales. That's his first, team 6th. Cam Montgomery coming back to the scorer's table. He'll check in. But it's one of those, if you can trade 3 for 2 for the rest of the game, you still win, but the Bulldogs don't want to let them keep scoring either.
No. And we're to the point now where we're going to the free throw line with the next foul, and we're going to need to definitely knock those down.
Patterson coming back to check in now. But it's Montgomery with it on the offensive end of the floor. Mayberry left wing. Mayberry, nice, trying to get it to Pride, but Pride had cut away from where Mayberry thought he was. Here's Mulaski on the offensive end, gets it to Johnson. Johnson from the elbow extended, knocks down a long jumper. And it's 63-52.
You run some clock and get a basket.
Clock nearing the 2-minute mark. And Coach Stone, I think he's a little frustrated with how their offense has gone here. It's just a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here with you through this one. Our next McMinn County broadcast will be on Friday night as we head down to Cleveland. 6 and 7:30 tip-off for that one. District 5 4A matchup. That one, at least on the guys' side, will be a battle for first place in the district between 2 undefeated teams. So the guys from McMinn County beat Bradley last night to kind of put them in that position. The girls suffered a tough defeat, which they have lost a couple of key players. Currently, Peyton Oliver, their leading scorer, out for the season with the ACL tear, and then Aubrey Gonzalez went down with an ankle injury and hope to have her back. I haven't heard an update, but hopefully they can get her back before the postseason. But nonetheless, that'll be our next McMinn County broadcast. I know we have an upcoming Wesleyan broadcast, but it's going to be, we might pick up one in between now and then, but the 28th of January, we'll hit the road, and the longest road trip that I've taken and the longest one in the conference, we're going to head to Columbia International to watch them play, or at least the longest one I've taken. It actually, Laurinburg may be a little bit further to St. Andrews, but myself and
it's definitely longer, I promise.
it's going to be a long one. Matt Harper slated to join me on that one as well, but we will head over to Columbia, South Carolina in a couple of weekends from now. Out of the timeout, Bulldogs with it. Again, the clock now under 2 minutes. Clock on the shot is down to 7, but then Montgomery gets the steal after they've taken it from him.
He
Good
turned
awareness.
it over, but he got it back and put it in.
Made up for it there defensively in the backcourt. And this one just needing the clock to run to separate the Bulldogs from their 11th win on the season. Roberts out front. He's going to take a three and drill it. And that makes it a 10-point game. So Roberts quickly has them feeling some life here with 1:35 to play. And timeout on the floor. Bryan's got one more left. It's a full timeout. We'll take 30 seconds of it. Back in 30 seconds. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright, Coach Stan Harrison here from James L. Robb Gymnasium. Gym that's got a lot of history. The man to my left is a big part of that as well. National tournament appearances and conference championships adorn the walls.
Just means you're old.
Means you're a legend. That's what that means. Patterson and West in the backcourt. Wesleyan's going to have to get it across midcourt. Finally, Montgomery does. Now they have a little bit of a break, but they're going to circle it back out with only 1:25 to play and make Bryan try to foul him. And there comes the foul from Mulaski. That's going to put him at the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. Mulaski picks up his first. The coach just said it to me during the break. It's to the point where you expect Bryan to start fouling, down by 10 with 1:20 to go, and it puts Wesleyan at the line. So we're going to make the Bulldogs try to earn this one from the free throw shots. It'll be Patterson's 1-and-1, and it's short. Gets his own rebound, though. Goes up to try to shoot it and didn't have a hand, but it'll roll out of bounds off of Bryan. So
if we can run some clock, I'll take that.
Hey, that's a big miss, but also a big follow by Ty Patterson. That's a tough thing to do. You know you've missed it as the shooter, but you can't be that quick to go get it as he got the inbounds from Montgomery, and then he shoveled it to Patterson, who missed the lay-in, and Pride about took it off the hands of Holmes. Holmes really had tipped it up, but nonetheless it will be a foul on Kobe Pride, the third on the Bulldogs, only his second. Imagine he is done for the moment. That would be a guy that can handle the ball very well, but
normally hits his free throws.
Yep, so it's going to be on the Bulldogs to maintain possession. The turnover has kind of plagued them big time, 16 of them here tonight. They average about 13. Bryan does as well, but Bryan's only had 8 of them, so they've done a better job of protecting the ball than Tennessee Wesleyan. 94 feet to go. It's going to be full court pressure.
3 things we've got to do. Get it in.
Yep.
Get it across the line. Make your free throws.
Seems like 3 simple things, but yet it takes a lot of effort here to get it done. Montgomery catches it near midcourt. There's the first 2 out of the way as they got it inbounded, and Mayberry gets bear hugged. Coach Stone pleading the case to him to not put it above his head, trying to pass it away.
No, it'd be, get rid of it. You got 3 running at you. Throw it to somebody that's open.
He said if you're going to keep it, you got to tuck it like a fullback or something. Tuck it away. Don't let them get it and let them foul you. Mayberry at the line for a 1-and-1. Converts it. That's a big free throw there. Wesleyan back in front by 9. 55.9 remaining in this one. Mayberry with 12 points after the second made free throw and back to a 10-point game. Here's Holmes with it up the floor. Hands it to Morrow, who gets it to Mulaski. Fall away three for Mulaski. Doesn't get the shooter's bounce off the rim. Now Patterson gets the rebound, and he will draw the quick foul there from Morrow, and that will put Todd Patterson back at the line. Still one to give before they get to the two-shot bonus.
Double bonus, right.
But with 42.7, Coach just said it, free throws are going to be key right here. Patterson at the line. 7 points to his credit today. Mayberry and West lead the Bulldogs in scoring at 12 apiece. Mulaski and Holmes 14 and 13 respectively for Bryan. Patterson missed another free throw here but couldn't get his own rebound. 38 seconds to play. Holmes with it, gets a screen from Roberts. Far near side of the floor. Now he goes far side to Morrow. Side step for a three. That one's no good. Johnson throws it off the backboard, gets it, rolls over with it, and he's going to get the timeout.
Wow.
Avoid the travel call. And that is their last timeout by our count with 25.9 remaining. And it is a 10-point lead still for the Bulldogs, 67-57. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Out of the timeout by Bryan College, and by our count, I don't think they have any left. So nonetheless, it's 25.9 remaining. Bulldogs still with two by my count. 67-57. It'll be Holmes to inbound it for Bryan on the far side. Gets it to Morrow, now to Mulaski. Mulaski has Patterson on him. Patterson hand in his face. Three-pointer off the mark. Montgomery's going to clear out the rebound. They're going to foul Cam Montgomery, and I believe they're going to give it to Johnson. They are. Number one, that's his second foul, and that's a double bonus coming for the Bulldogs.
Felt like it was time to just let them dribble it out.
Yep. Rukowski not letting them do that.
Not yet.
So Cam Montgomery, a 75% shooter on the season from Ottawa, Tennessee. Take the first of two, and this one off the back iron, no good. This one here would put it to an 11-point game. And he does just that, 68-57. Bulldogs just need to buckle down defensively. Johnson takes a three and drills it, and that just gives them a little bit more hope, but it's only 10 seconds left on the clock. Now Wesleyan with 6 seconds left is going to get a slam from Kobe Pride as they beat the press and avoided the foul call. And here's Mulaski as the buzzer will sound, and he will get the shot to fall. They do count it for two, but the Bulldogs able to get it back in the win column, 70-62 the final score. Win it by 8 against Bryan and earn the split on the evening against the visiting Lions from Dayton. The Bulldogs do it paced by Kobe Pride, 13 points for him, 2 of those. He takes the leading score there with the dunk at the end with 6 seconds left. But the Bulldogs move to 11-3 overall. They are now 10-3 in the conference, still undefeated, 8-0 here at home, and back into the win column. Bryan 7-8, and they are now 7-5 in the conference and 2-5 on the road. They have also lost their last 2 ball games that they have played. So again, telling you the final score before we take a 2-minute break. Final score: Bulldogs 70, the Lions 62. Back in 2 minutes. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, where the Bulldogs earned the split after the women lost by 3, 58-55. The Bulldogs come back on the men's game and win it 70-62. And it was one that was never really close, even though Bryan kind of chipped away at the lead. Made it kind of interesting there early in the early in the second half. The Bulldogs able to push it back into double digits, and from about over the midway point, it didn't get back until single digits until the final minute, when Bryan put it at 8-point deficit with 103 remaining. But the Bulldogs able to protect the ball down the stretch. It was one that they struggled preventing turnovers. They had 16 to 8, and so turnover kind of plagued them in the first half, I think, a little bit, Coach, but they responded a little bit better in the second.
A little bit. I thought the game was actually won on 2 runs. We made a nice run on them in the middle of the first half, made a nice run on them in the middle of the second half, and that ended up being a difference in the game.
And they protect the ball down the stretch, knock down the couple of free throws. They did miss some, but did knock down several when they needed to, and so the Bulldogs get their 11th win on the season, 10th win in the conference. Looking at the individual scoring, for Bryan, it was Noah Mulaski to lead all scorers. He had 16 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 2 of 9 behind the arc. Then it was Gene Holmes with 13 points to go along with 5 rebounds and 2 assists. 8 points by Dalen Gales and Trey Morrow. 7 points by Ian Johnson. 6 points by Nick Roberts. And 2 points for both Caleb Grimes and Marcus Allen. On the other side for the Bulldogs, it was Kobe Pride with 13 points to his credit. He had 5 rebounds and 1 assist, 6 of 10 on the shooting from the field, 1 of 1 from the line. 12 points both by Elisha Mayberry, 5 of 9 shooting, 2 of 2 from the charity stripe, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. And then Peyton West also with 12 on 4 of 7 shooting. All 4 of his coming from behind the arc. I think we saw him get to a hot start, knocking down 3 of them. He also added 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 8 points for Ray Tyler to go along with 8 rebounds and 3 assists. 7 points by Ty Patterson and 16 rebounds is his season high for Ty Patterson to lead all Bulldogs in rebounding categories. 7 points for Darius Rozier and 6 rebounds. 3 points for Hardrick, Montgomery, and Callahan. And then Colby Billingsley also adding 2 points for the Bulldogs. So everyone, Coach Stone, as you step up here with us, everyone that saw the floor for the Bulldogs tonight were able to find the bottom of the basket, and that's a pretty good team win if you got all guys scoring at some point.
Yeah, I guess we saved it for tonight. We didn't have it for Reinhardt.
I'm telling you.
And my apologies on that. I forgot you guys were down there and didn't get to do the post game. But, yeah, I'm proud of it. We needed a game like this. After taking a loss that we did on the road, it feels good to come back home and with a lot of energy. And we knew they were going to give us a really good game. And we stepped up and we matched their intensity and were able to come away with a win.
And it wasn't as close as it was over there at their place where you had to win on kind of a late shot by Cam Montgomery. This one, you really had it from the get-go and a comfortable lead, even though they made some runs of their own.
Oh, yeah, and that's part of the game. Like I've said before, they're going to make runs. They got some guys that can really score. They get a look at the basket. We were very fortunate they did get more open looks that we wanted them to see tonight, and just so happened they missed them. But so we were very fortunate for that. But, hey, by the time the ball bounces our way.
Hey, that's it. You got to get the bounces and you got to make opportunities on them. Turnovers seemed to be a little bit of an issue for you all in the first half. Kind of rectified that a little bit in the second, but still able to get a convincing win, even turning over the ball.
Yeah, you know, with the style that we played, trying to get up and down, and that was one of the things coming into this game was we want to get out in transition and push the basketball and try to get easy buckets. So you got to live with a few turnovers. Yes, one too many turnovers, but and a lot of them were careless, not making any excuses or anything, but we do got to take care of the basketball a lot better. You know, and down the stretch, close games, that's the difference in the ball game.
One thing that Coach Harrison and I talked about during the game was inside they were immediately double-teaming Patterson, Rozier, Pride, anybody that got it in the low post. Was that something you all were expecting from them, and how did you try to make the adjustments?
Yes, we expected that. They did the same thing to us at their place. The game that we watched, their previous game, they did not double, but I told them they probably would for us. So what we just try to make adjustments, just whoever man was doubling, make sure you flash. Early in the first half, we got where we were just standing, and I know one particular play, it was 3 guys on Kobe, and I mean, he's just, you know, somebody has to be open, but everybody's watching like I am on the sideline. So we got to be able to move without the basketball a lot better when that happens.
Coach, kind of get, as you talked about, it was a tough one on the road at Reinhardt. kind of shook that off immediately, and from the jump, you all were ready to go after this one?
Well, we got a day of rest on Sunday, and then we had 2 days to prepare for this game, which is much needed that we had. Last week we had 3-game week. You're playing the game, got to turn around, get ready for the next game, play it, and turn around, do the same thing. So, it was good to kind of get in a normal routine to approach this game tonight.
Coach, you got anything?
Yeah, talk about Elijah Mayberry. I thought his 12 points were really big points for you tonight.
They were. I was glad it was Elijah Mayberry sighting tonight. I told him that at shoot-around. We needed that. The last few games, he's been kind of in a slump, so I'm proud of him to get out of it. And like I said, we obviously needed every 12 points that he had.
He's been a guy that's ranked in the top 20 in most stats of the conference on the year, but you're right. It's been about a 3-game slump roughly for Eli. So it seemed like everything he touched in the paint, Coach and I were joking, everything he touched in the paint was going in there in the second half, and it felt like it was more than 12 points for sure.
Coach did a good job on the offensive boards tonight. Did a much better job hard going to the offensive boards, and I think it generated some points for you there.
Yeah, I agree. And that's one of the things that we keyed in on watching film. We felt like they didn't really, once the shot went up, they didn't really look to box out. So we, had to send guys there and try to get as many second and third chance opportunities at the basket.
So, Coach, you got a couple of days to get ready for St. Andrews. Not an easy road trip to go over there to Laurinburg, but what adjustments, if any, hopefully get some players back that got banged up here tonight?
Yeah, Ray got hit pretty hard in the eye, so that's the main thing. We haven't this whole season, we haven't had our whole team. So, but been very blessed and fortunate to be able to win games, and that's what teams are about and what this team is made of. But getting ready for that long journey over Laurinburg, it's a difficult place. I know they're down at the bottom, but man, it's a tough place to play and a tough game to get up for.
It's just hard to make the trip. It's the length of the trip that gets you as much as the opponent that you play.
You can go and stay the night before like we're going to do, and it's still, it's tough because you're playing at 2 o'clock. But hopefully we have enough in the tank to go over there and try to come away with another road win.
Well, Coach, congrats on getting your 11th win, another one in the conference to get the double digits in conference wins and kind of keep that second place standing currently for you. So
appreciate it. Thank you guys
so much. Good luck on Saturday.
Good job, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
As Coach Stone wraps it up with us, he pleased with his team. As he talked about, kind of feared maybe after the Reinhardt loss they were going to come out kind of flat, but they definitely didn't. Never gave Bryan an opportunity to really take the lead from him. Played very well and led by double digits majority of the game, shooting 44% from the field. That's right about their season average, so doing an outstanding job, only allowing Bryan shooting 36.8. They do outpace him behind the arc 27.3 to 25. And then they barely beat them at the free throw line. Not the greatest numbers for either team, 54.5 for the Bulldogs, 50 for the Lions. And then the turnover battle we've already mentioned, 8-16 in favor of Bryan. Rebounding was big, as Coach Harrison alluded to, 48-34 Bulldog advantage there. And they had 12 offensive, 36 defensive, and they assisted 16 of 29 made shots. Coach, final thoughts on the evening against Bryan.
Hey, we beat Bryan College. That's the most important thing.
There you go.
All right? I don't care how you get it. If you can get a win over Bryan, we'll take it any time. But I thought it was a really good effort on the part of both teams tonight. I thought the women played hard. As Anna alluded to at halftime, they didn't get it in the basket as often as they'd like to, but they really played hard. They gave maximum effort, and as long as you're doing that, you got to be pleased. The guys, I think, were a better team than Bryan. I think we showed that tonight. We had some people who haven't necessarily been playing well step up and play better tonight, and we were able to get to what I thought was a big win, as I indicated before the game, because it gives you a 2-game separation and it gives you any potential tiebreakers.
There you go. That's great analysis there as the Bulldogs make it a split on the night, picking up the win 70-62. So that'll wrap up our broadcast for Tennessee Wesleyan basketball here this evening. Again, we'll be on the road on Friday at Cleveland for McMinn County 6 and 7:30 tip-off. Once again, I want to thank Coach Harrison being by my side and all his expert analysis coming into this. It's great to have him here beside me. Thank you to Coach Rice and Coach Stone for joining us. Also, Zaylin Callahan and Anna Crowder for joining us once again. Thank you to our sponsors. And I want to thank you, a big thank you to Handsome Dan back at the station as I had kind of messed up some things today. And so he has weathered the storm and did it great and gotten us on the air as I'd messed up. But appreciate Handsome Dan keeping us on the airwaves as usual and keeping all the things running back at the station for us, him and George as well, for all they do for us at the station. So that'll wrap up our broadcast this evening. Thank you once again for listening. For WJSQ WLR Sports, this is Jared Wright. Have a great night. All right. Good job, sir.